For one of your final stories today, I want to share some good news. Because y'all, I'm aware, sometimes the news is just a fucking hellscape. So when we get wins, even if like in an ideal situation, you wouldn't need that win, we should talk about. And today we're talking about wiping away all your medical debt. Because that's what we just saw Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont try to do in his state over the weekend, announcing that his government will contract with a nonprofit that buys medical debt from hospitals and forgives it for 100th of what it's worth. So what that means is he's using $6.5 million in COVID relief funds from Biden's America Rescue Plan to wipe away $650 million in medical debt for some 250,000 Connecticut residents. And if you live there and you're finding out about this because of my show, you're asking, okay, how do I sign up? This is amazing. Is there paperwork? Do I have to jump through hoops? No and no. You just receive a letter in the mail as soon as this summer telling you how much has been paid off. And all you gotta do to qualify is have medical debt totaling at least 5% of your annual income, or have a household income up to or below 400% of the federal poverty line. With the goal of all this to be to remove that weight off of people's shoulders, hopefully free people up to buy a home, start a business, or get an education. With the governor telling Good Morning America,
this is not something they did because they were spending too much money. This is something because they got hit with a medical emergency. They should not have to, suffer twice, first with the illness, then with the debt.
And while Connecticut is the first state to do something at this scale, it's certainly not the first government. But I mean, just last month, you had New York City saying that for just $18 million, they're going to be eliminating more than $2 billion in medical debt for up to 500,000 residents over the next 3 years. And in Chicago, Cook County erased nearly $300 million in debt for over 150,000 residents last year. And there's several other local governments following suit, as well as around 30 more municipalities and states currently in talks with a nonprofit, which by the way is called RIP Medical Debt. It's actually founded back in 2014 by a couple of guys with a background in debt collection who were inspired by Occupy Wall Street. So far, they say they've erased more than $10 billion in debt for over 7 million people, which is amazing, but also when you look at the grand scope, kind of only a dent. With a KFF analysis of census data from 2020, finding that US adults carry at least $195 billion in medical debt. And a more recent survey estimated that 4 in 10 Americans have at least some medical debt, which also isn't surprising because medical debt is the largest sort of debt in collections, totaling more than credit cards, utilities, and auto loans combined. And hey, I know this is a positive story, but I do need to end it on a very real note. And that is, if we look at this trend of debt relief programs, like if we wonder what does it really tell us, it's that not a single penny of this debt is inevitable, both in terms of having a more grand vision of universal healthcare, but also even in the broken system we have right now, that financial burden that's hanging over your head, it could just be wiped away with the click of a pen. And every day that it's not, the ruling class is actively making the choice not to spare a few dimes for you. But this is still positive news today, so let's enjoy it for what it is.